It started out serendipitously by my students referring to me as the social media professor around 2009, 2010 when I started teaching that here at Chapman University. And I was early on one of the pioneers in this field in terms of teaching it online. And I sort of made it a game with my students. Can you rank for something online? And I said, I'm going to try to rank on Google for social media professor. And I thought it would be a class exercise, but it turned out to be much more than that, because BBC started calling me, National Public Radio and Wall Street Journal, people calling me to ask me for my input because they found me via Google. Then I realized this has real impact for businesses as well. And I realized that digital marketing, not just for my little world, is of supreme relevance for any business today. A few years ago, I went to Gary Vaynerchuk and asked him, the #1 digital marketing influencer in the world, if I could intern for him to learn what my students needed to learn to get a job for him. And he said 100%.
On this episode, India turns into the professor.
I went to New York City and joined VaynerMedia for a week and just got my heart rate up and tried to hang with the 25-year-olds for a week. And that's sort of another way to stay up to date, to see what is actually working, so I'm not just making up fantasies in the classroom.
So it brings us to learning and teaching. Maybe teaching is the killer app. We need to embrace teaching, more of us, not just teachers, mind you, not just marketers. Maybe all of us have to teach other people what we know, at least some of the time.
I got inspired by his approach of learning by doing. He's definitely not the academic type. If you're looking at how he learns, is observational research, trying things and see what sticks to the wall. So he is the first one to admit that he has many failures, but he fails fast, like they say in Silicon Valley about new product development. He tries that in the marketing context to see what ideas seems to work, where do you get traction. And I think marketers today can afford to test ideas before they launch a big campaign. They can test a tweet and they can test an update on social media to see if they get some engagement, and then maybe double down. And before they develop even expensive content, highly produced videos. The other thing was the curiosity. Everyone there was like seeking out opportunities to learn the next thing. They fully knew that what they learned today is not going to be valid forever, but they try to do both, straddle the fence, be relevant today for their clients, what works today, at the same time as they wanted to be on the bleeding edge to monitor emerging networks and what comes next so they would be ready for it. Today's customers scouting you out before they even make themselves known to you. You need to establish credibility in terms of trust, and they want to know that you're somebody they can relate to and who am I dealing with, because today's customers, especially my Gen Z students, they don't buy just the best product, they buy from the company. They want to support the people behind it that they think aligns with their values. One of the strengths of the Argiro School is that we are truly connected to not just the local business community, but many local businesses are even having world headquarters in Orange County and staying connected with Wall Street or internationally through different experiences. And we're trying to keep our ears to the ground.